guys, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another collective channeled message with me. Okay, I have a really beautiful message that wants to be shared today. And if you checked out my video talking about family karma and drama, it's sort of tied into that too. We'll see what else wants to come through with the cards as well. So usually when I do these channeled messages, I always channel off of the camera first, and I just see whatever messages want to come through. And you can't really see, it's just my scribble scrabble. But I got some notes for you, and I always channel with a crystal as well. Today we have the Unakite crystal here. Okay. So before we start with our message, we're going to go ahead and go into a meditation, and you can use this as an opportunity to release any of those energies or any kind of heavy energies, thoughts, mentally, emotionally, physically that you're feeling. Take a deep breath, inhale deeply, and exhale, and let it go. You are home. Hope your New Year's was fun. If you guys watched some fireworks, I watched some things on TV. I didn't really watch fireworks. Actually, yes, I did. I saw a show, a local show, and my friend actually lives there, so she showed me a perspective from her apartment of the show on TV. That was kind of cool. All right, here is the singing bow. Take this opportunity to close your eyes and set any intentions for whatever it is you're wanting to release, let go of. Beautiful. I was seeing an image of when the earth is recreating itself, and there's like some sort of like a volcano or magma underneath the bed of the ocean, and like it's coming up to create new land. I was sort of seeing new land being created, and to me this is symbolizing the Jupiter and Rohini transit we're going through, where we are solidifying our foundation of the God consciousness from inside out. Just hit my elbow. From inside out. Yeah, we're solidifying that God consciousness. All right, I got some delicious green tea here. All right, the message today is learning how to shine. Learning how to shine your light. So the first vision I was getting, I was seeing this bright light, and it felt feminine. It felt wobbly, like I was trying to figure something out. It reminded me like a Disney princess walking through the forest. And this is the point of the story where it's like the beginning, maybe like Snow White. And she's like so innocent and just, but it felt more unsure, like a deer in the forest where it's kind of like, I don't know, a little wobbly. So perhaps you're in this place where you're tuning into your being and your essence, but you're feeling quite wobbly with it right now. But your light is shining so bright, and some of you are feeling like Bambi. You're feeling like you have some like wobbly legs, fresh legs, that you're using upon this earth, but you're willing to try to make the effort to figure out how to shine your light. So seeing this figure shining its light, it looked like it had cords, and the cords to me is just connected to the essence of the universe, and it's learning how to walk in this new essence of being connected to the universe. So very bright, feminine, innocent, and yeah, I said everything in my notes. So the next part, I was channeling with the Unakite. The first thing I saw was this bird, and it was just sitting there with its wings open. And it was just sitting there on the ground with its wings open. And to me, every time I see wings, this takes me to freedom, and also our heart, and using our wings and learning how to tune into the energy of freedom. But we're in this place where perhaps we're not taking off just yet, but we're feeling for our wings. We're like, okay, I kind of have a feel for in my mind what it's going to be like once I take off into flight and I'm flying. And I have an idea of what that's going to feel like. But first, I just want to hold my wings up and just know I have the strength to hold it up. So freedom takes strength. It takes us building our inner muscles within ourselves and stabilizing our foundation when it comes to our belief system. Most of us cannot take off and jump off that mountain and take flight until we're certain, because we're not reckless. Humans don't just, there's a reason why we're very cautious beings. We can't just jump without knowing our system and our mechanism is going to kick into place. And we're going to know how to use it, and we're going to land safely. Like, nobody wants to just jump off a cliff and just be like, well, I hope I land okay. You want to make sure you have a feel for it. So right now you're not taking off, but you're on the ground, and you're just getting a feel for your wings, for this sense of freedom that you're about to, the Spirit is showing you how to create this experience in your life. It's showing you, but you're not there yet. In this, I ask, we need to honor the pacing of healing. We need to honor the learning path. We need to honor it. We need to be patient with it, because sometimes we're going to rush forward, as I did when I started my YouTube channel. I wanted to rush forward. I was ready to go. And all the visions I was getting some visions that were talking about what was happening, but a lot of the visions were future oriented. And so I set an intention for this year. I want to be a lot more present with what I'm experiencing. And part of the reason why I had a harder time accessing that insight and advice is because I've been and Spirit will let you. They will let you be headstrong and rush ahead, because they need you to learn the lesson of what happens when you try to rush ahead. Nothing. Nothing happens. You have to go back. You have to backtrack, because you're not ready for it. It's just the door gates are closed. You can rush ahead forward, but the door gates are not open yet. You're not ready to walk through. And the reason why you're not walking through is because first you need to strengthen your wings. They want you to feel safe to fly. But first you have to build the muscles to use your wings. Now, I don't know the process that goes into birds. They say the mother birds just throw their kids out of the nest and they're just like, all right, swim or fly, technically. Figure it out. But by that time, the mother or the father bird in the nest has an instinct. They know that this baby bird is ready to fly. So they're not going to put them out the nest without their wings and their muscles in their wings being fully developed. This is also taking me to Leonardo DiCaprio. Da Vinci. He was so obsessed with creating wings or learning how to fly. And he created mechanisms for learning how to fly. But I don't think during his time of living, he could quite figure out the mechanism for it. But of course, years later, people have created those beautiful kites and they figured out the mechanisms to fly. So, he wanted to learn how to do it, but generationally, timing-wise, the invention wasn't quite yet ready to be perfected. Not quite at that time. The technology was not yet created. So sometimes we have to wait for the timing of the technology, our intuitive, our organic technology, our intuitive technology to develop before we can fly. So it's like, yeah, you want to go out, you want to share your light, and the universe wants you to absolutely share your gifts. But they also want you to honor the stage you're at in your life. Recognize you are very much a mini yoga in training. Yoda. You're still the younger Yoda in training here. Acknowledge that. And also acknowledge that as in essence, a part of your life, you will always be the student. And maybe that's also the key. Is always seeing yourself as the student. If you always see yourself as a student, you'll never feel called to rush ahead. The universe will introduce you into your new role or your next role or your next up level or upgrade. So the freedom I was seeing in the Unikite, when I opened my eyes, I saw someone fishing. And then I also saw someone playing a video game. So it was both. They were fishing and they were also playing a video game. And it made me think of the simulation, how to operate in the simulation, how to operate within the matrix. We're not here to escape the matrix. We're here to break free of the mental constraints of the matrix, the limiting consciousness, because it's a game. We're asked and we're invited to break free into the next level. It's like, okay, you can get past level 10 would be, or level 7 consciousness. That's breaking free of the matrix. But we're still here to operate within it. We're not all of a sudden going to just totally redesign Earth and run the world from the light worker's perspective. That's not what we're being tasked with. We're being tasked with changing ourselves from the inside out and being an authentic influencer and an authentic and a bright light in this world. So I saw someone fishing, and fishing is connected to the metaphor of learning how to do something, learning how to provide for yourself, learning how to catch the fish. So the fish is like the wind or the nourishment or the food that you're needing. But the universe is, you're in a place right now where you're learning how to do something. You're learning how to use a certain skill set. You're learning how to become more disciplined with a certain skill set. And I feel like intuitively, part of the reason why we're learning this skill set right now, this intuitive skill set right now, is because we're ready to. We've been humbled enough. Like 2024 taught us a lot about being humbled in life and realizing you can't fast forward. You have to honor the intuitive timing of the universe. So now that we respect it more, and the universe is like, okay, now that you tried this and you tried that and none of it worked, you're ready to learn because you've been made more mature in your mindset of understanding that everything happens according to divine will. Now you're ready to be trained. You thought the minute you decided you were ready to be trained, you were ready to be trained. Even Daniel's son in Karate Kid had to learn, Mr. Miyagi had to put him through some what he thought considered to be meaningless exercises before he realized that's exactly what he needed to learn to prepare him for the next step. The first lesson, patience, commitment, devotion. They need to know you're committed first. The universe is not going to let you into its secrets before it knows that you're committed. You have to be committed to this journey because it takes all of you, your whole heart, all of you, mind, body, and soul. It takes everything to commit to this process. And at first it needs you to make what you consider to be a sacrifice to see that you're actually committed. And you're not sacrificing your joy, your happiness, or your health. You're sacrificing your preconceived ideas and your ego attachment to how you thought things were going to go. The first lesson is things not working out. Lesson 1. Now that lesson 1, humility first. Because now I know you're serious about this stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I saw someone fishing. He's trying to figure out how to access something. We're going to get some insight right now into a deeper insight into what that is. I felt strongly about that short I created about waking up. You're strongly being called to share your light with people at this time, and I think that's definitely a part of the fishing we're learning how to do right now. Okay, let's see what message wants to come through for the collective today. 2 swords. I'm hearing instincts. Oh, let me change the battery. Also, I noticed there's a lot more, there's some stomach sounds I had in my transit video, and sometimes you might hear that. That's just my body processing whatever I'm consuming. Tea or whatnot. I feel like I just have a noisy stomach sometimes. Okay, so let's continue on with this message. So I'm hearing instincts, intuition. Yeah, so your intuition is strengthening. I'm hearing that. And now is going to be a powerful time for you to... Could be about making a choice. You may be called to make a choice right now. You may be at some sort of crossroads where you're making a choice. Or perhaps you're just being called to listen. All right, without using your obvious senses of what you can see, taste, hear, touch. Beyond that, when you stretch into your multisensory essence and being, what do you sense from your sixth sense? What do you sense? So this is a really good time for you to practice tuning in and sensing the messages, listening. And I'm hearing quiet too, peace, quiet. Really great time for meditation, the need for meditation. Yeah, I'm also seeing a maze, and like you're walking through the maze, but you're walking through the maze. Not only are you walking through a maze, you're also walking through the maze blindfolded, which is the best way, because now you're not relying on your comfortable instincts to get through the maze, but you're relying instead on this more powerful supersensory essence within you that will get you through it quicker. Yeah. So let's see what else wants to come through. Ace of Cups. Okay, there is an Ace of Cups new beginning that's coming and being welcomed into your life. There's a blessing that's coming into your life. Yeah, and you know, there's a bird above this cup. The bird, this combination of images, it could be like truth, speaking your truth, the truth, accessing the truth, and we also have emotions, emotional freedom. Yeah. So this blessing you're getting is emotional freedom. So this is going to be a beautiful month of like freeing yourself emotionally. And part of, I think, what that was for me was like having that difficult discussion that I in my previous video with family and friends, like just being like completely transparent with people about what's going on. I'm like, look, I got nothing to hide. But if I'm being honest, I still was hiding just based off of habits, instinctual, habitual patterns I've created around fear. Like my fear would always tell me to hide certain things and say, well, people won't understand. They won't like it. They'll misunderstand it. They won't get it. They won't like you after this. But I'm like, you know what? Something's telling me, just do it. Just say it. You're safe, to be honest with yourself. So there's a beautiful Ace of Cups being welcomed into your life, a healing around your relationships. So definitely check out the reading I did talking about family drama, karma. That's big as far as healing goes for all of us. Okay, one more card. Let's see. We got the High Priestess. This combination is wild. I feel like these cards are super synchronistic. They just all feel like they go together. Oops. Yeah, so your High Priestess abilities, your intuitive abilities, your ability to heal, to know, to sense is strengthening. And I'm also seeing like the High Priestess energy is manifesting into you. So you're actually learning how to embody this priest energy in you. The priest energy is about being a vessel for light. You know, whether you're feminine or masculine, it's about being a vessel for light. And powerfully integrating your shadow and your light. So this is a really good year for healing, but this is a really good month for healing, releasing, letting a lot go. Because by the end of it, you're going to be feeling this. A fresh, new, emotional beginning. I just got a text. I'm going to share it with you guys. This is from a family member. It says, God's healing of mind and body bring prosperity, peace, God's favor. Love you all. Yeah. Someone just texted that to me. Very synchronistic, I think. That's a message for you. God's healing of mind. So there's going to be a powerful healing of mind that's happening this month. Body. Your body's going to be feeling healed. You're going to feel called to eat better. We have prosperity, peace. Prosperity is going to be showing up, especially in connections and support, is what I'm hearing. Peace. Ooh, this is a powerful beginning this month, where we're definitely going to get some insight and a preview into what the universe is trying to offer to you. I just saw 555. So a beautiful time of change showing up in your life. All right. Okay. Gula healing. Yeah. So I'm excited to do this. I'm going to be doing monthly readings, pick a card readings from now on. And I kind of avoided them because in the beginning, when I first started my channel, I just wanted to learn about things and I wanted to do it on topics I was interested in. And then, once I started getting access and a lot of my questions were answered, I was like, okay, now what do I do these readings on? Which I don't ever run out of ideas. I get all kind of random ideas all the time. But I realized I really want to help people to be more grounded in their reality and just kind of help them through where they're currently at right now, little by little. And I want to encourage people to take baby steps. There's no need to fix your life all at once. That's a complete illusion. There's no such thing. You can't just slap a Band-Aid on it. You got to let that wound heal. So this is a powerful month for healing. That's what the Ace of Cups is. Oh, beautiful. A powerful emotional healing is happening this month for all of you. You're also being called to embody the energy of the healer as well with this High Priestess. You're being called to embody it, share this experience with those around you. Okay. Kind of have my cards far away here. Scoot it a little closer. Go the distance. They want you to be ambitious too. So this is a really great month to set intentions. Set intentions every day if you want to. But I think the beginning of the year, January, signifies a really good time to set intentions for what it is you want to accomplish. I follow Vedic Astrology, and this is the month of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Capricorn's all about those ambitions, that 10th house, that long-term commitment. And so the universe is asking you to reassess, this person you're becoming, what is it that you're being called to truly commit your heart to? What are you excited to go the distance with? Or who are you being called to go the distance with as well is what I'm also hearing. And for me, when I shared in the family discussion, I want to go the distance with my family. I see myself always having my family in my life. They're always going to be a part of my life, no matter what. There are times where I've definitely felt resentful and am I adopted? But every year I actually feel like I love my family more and more, even though sometimes it can be really hard. I feel so much more appreciative of what we've created together and how much work we've put into this relationship. It's so much work. I'm I put a lot into this relationship, okay? And I'm getting it back, but I want to continue this journey with them. All right. Oh, we got a card. We have here. Okay, I'm going to pull another one. I'm sorry. If some of you, this says parents. It says parents. Parents. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you. To the best of their ability, the angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. Thank goodness. We could all use this, right? Thank goodness. What a blessing. So a huge month for family healing is happening for a lot of you guys, especially around that childhood trauma. And yeah, it just makes me want to cry. I know what it's like. I feel that. I feel that within you guys. But forgiveness, man. The universe is going to give you people. It's going to put in front of you people you have to forgive. And that's why I just do not support this narrative of they don't understand. You're special. They don't understand. I'm some part of them does understand that you are a really bright light, but they have a light too. And deep down, they're not envious of your light. On the surface, sometimes people can be triggered or envious, but usually it's people who want to find the light within themselves too. So behind envy, there really is like respect. There's respect. There you go. They said it. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you. It's time to heal these relationships. So it's like, people want soulmates, and they, you want a romantic partner or whatever partner, or more people to show up in your life, soul tribe, whatever. But I'm like, heal the tribe you've already been born into. That is your tribe. I've always felt that. I'm like, this is my people. Sometimes it's hard, but my heart has always been in it. It's always been in it. And I do feel like this is my tribe, because I'm like, it's never been black and white to me. I don't know if it's ever been black and white for anyone, where it's just like all good and all bad. I love, like with Brooke Shields, she had a complicated relationship with her mother. Her mother and her were like her mom was super attached to her, had a hard time letting her go. And then when her mom let her go, it's almost like she had to completely cut her off. But she loved her mother. She adored her mother, and her mother adored her, but her mother was also an alcoholic. And so obviously she wasn't always there for her or with it. But she's like, those times when her mom did show her love, it was real love. There is real love there. But, she wrote a memoir, she wrote her book, she did a documentary, and she said, what, I forgave it. I forgave it. I forgave what this challenging relationship was, and it freed her. It liberated her. Okay, we have one more. Guys, it says, be willing to forgive. Oh my goodness. All right, well, the angels are all about this, whatever's coming out of my mouth, and I'm probably channeling it from them anyways. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm just feeling passionate about this topic. Are you feeling passionate? Or are you just speaking the truth? Or both? It says, be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Yeah, I just told one of my friends that I did tarot readings, and I was just like, yeah, I kind of spiritual life coach people and help people. And she was like, my mom did those things. And I'm like, oh, what? That's cool. Can I talk to your mom? She's like, oh, yeah, my mom used to do that too. Because she was talking about Doreen Virtue. I think these are Doreen Virtue's cards. I think so. Yeah. So be willing to forgive. I got it off the black market because Doreen Virtue doesn't sell these cards. So hold on. I got to Google it now because now I'm like, am I talking about the right person? Oh my God, yes I am. That's her, right? Yeah. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So this is a co-creative relationship. Healing is like, it's happening on all levels. And it happens when we're living our life. That's part of it. It's happening when we're praying. It's happening when we're sitting through the discomfort of life. It happens when we're talking, using our heart, speaking from our heart. Healing's always happening on all levels. And part of it sometimes is just like sending out that prayer and just saying, help me to heal. I've sent out that prayer countless times because I'm like, I can't do it alone. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But y'all could send me the insight for showing me what to do. Or you can show me how to tune into my inner voice that can show me what to do. So the fishing you're doing, we got Water here with the Two of Swords behind her. The fishing you're doing is you're fishing for forgiveness. You're understanding that this is the key. It's beautiful to speak magical manifestations and beautiful energies into our life, but this is it, guys. This is the key. With my parents, I realized I was judging myself. I was like, they won't understand, because I had already made an assumption that they were going to judge me because I was projecting my own judgment onto myself, onto them and onto me. And boy, was I wrong. And thank goodness. I'm like, I'd like to be wrong a lot for all of those assumptions I've made about myself and other people. I'd like to believe that people are much more capable than I give them credit for. So, in exchange for the past pain, the universe is offering you peacefulness. An olive branch, I hear. This is the month of the olive branch. All right, final card here we're going to pull. Oh, we got 2. And we have the gift of gratitude, heart chakra. We also have flow with life, sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is where we carry a lot of our emotional trauma, the painful emotions we feel. And the best way, part of healing is feeling the pain. Because the thing that, trapped the pain, the experience that trapped the pain in there, it was painful when that thing happened to you, right? That trauma. So that's why when you're letting it go and you're releasing, you have to feel the pain to release it. And that's the scary part. Let's be honest, it's scary for me too. I'm like, I don't want to feel the pain. But I say that, but my boy has my life. Oh my goodness. Boy, have I experienced a lot of pain in my life. And it's liberated me. I spent a lot of years crying behind closed doors by myself. And that was me releasing, that was me healing. I thought something was just wrong with me. I'm like, I'm just too emotional. I don't know. And it turns out I just was releasing. And I never stopped crying. I would always just cry. And each year I got lighter and lighter and happier and happier. It was very weird. And I was so grateful. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm getting lighter and lighter each year. Yes, and if this has been like if you've experienced a lot of pain and a lot of crying in the past couple years, just know that that's because you are releasing all of that trapped energy. You're balancing your sacral chakra. All of those stored pain in your sacral chakra is balancing out. Can breathe easier now. We have 15, the gift of gratitude, heart chakra. And now you feel so much grateful because you're like, oh my gosh, I was so scared. But now that I face the fear, I feel so much better because I did it. And I just let it go and I was honest. And I feel so much better within myself. The plumerias surrounding her are about purity and your pure essence. And your heart is going to feel a lot lighter this month. Yeah, so don't worry, anytime anyone brings up like storm, pain, chaos, healing, it just means you're going to feel lighter eventually down the line. I never stay in like a dark mindset. Like, yeah, for sure. Like back then I used to stay in my darker mindsets for long periods of time. I don't ever do that anymore because I just kind of move through it a little quicker. And usually to stay unhappy, I have to put energy into it. Like I have to invest energy into my unhappiness and I have to build the momentum and I have to push energy and momentum behind my misery, my depression, or my sadness in order for it to sustain. Otherwise, if I sit in stillness, it just goes. And then I'm not unhappy anymore. I literally have to focus on the thoughts and what's making me unhappy to stay unhappy. But I think, over years as we start healing, we start developing that habit of like moving through emotions more fluidly, flowing with it, feeling it all. You feel the pain, you feel the depression, you feel the angst, feeling it all and then moving through it and just understanding that it always passes. And that became my mantra for a long time. It shall pass. And once I trusted that, once I started to trust, wow, it will pass, I started to feel a lot lighter. And this year, it was just like bringing me back into the past year. 2024 was bringing me back into a cage of darkness because I was like, why is this happening again? Emotionally. But on like level 10 versus level 5 or 4 that I was used to. Why is this happening like on level 10 when I've been like working diligently, trying to heal and work on myself, why am I going through this again? But more intensely. And that's because you are calling to heal. And if you sit still long enough, it will all come up. Okay, so we got 2 6s. We got the 1 and 5, which makes 6. And we have 6 here. So this is about coming into harmony, coming into balance. We have 7 and 4, which adds up to 13. It breaks down to 4. So this is about creating that foundation. So the goal of the distance to me is building a foundation, a solid foundation for a powerful future for yourself. So it's like we're putting in initial work right now into building this beautiful solid foundation within ourselves, but this is going to pay off in the long run. So every time this card shows up, this is telling me there's going to be some bigger, brilliant manifestations that show up for you down the line. Be patient. It may take a while. It may be a year. You know, we're in the year of Mars. We're in the year of progress. There's going to be a lot of emotions that come up, and it's going to come up quick, fast. There's going to be a lot of stormy energy throughout the year, but it's going to be quick, fast, done. Quick, fast, done. It's all going to be like, it's going to go from 0 to 100 just like that, and 100 to 0 just like that. Because, you know, Mars can be like really chaotic, very instant karma, instant drama kind of energy. Like Mars is combative, very confrontational. This is going to be a year to confront your fears. You're going to take it on differently. Saturn calls you to sit still. Mars calls you to confront your fears. It calls you to fight a little bit more, but fight with your heart, obviously. Fight for your heart. And don't fight to protect yourself or defend yourself or be defensive, because that's an illusion. We're all connected and we're all here supporting each other, and we're all in this together. You know, depending on who cares what level of consciousness that person is or that person is, we're all in this together. We have to get that message through. We're all in this together. You are not alone. Everyone is going through some kind of healing right now. This year, every time. But definitely right now, the energy is potent. And if you are a light worker, you're going to start activating people this year. And sometimes it's going to happen in a way that's a little unpleasant. You know, might trigger some people. People might project onto you, but it's going to be all a great opportunity for those people to resolve things that they've been avoiding within themselves. This is going to be the year of confrontation, completion, ending the cycles. End it. Be fierce. And Mars can be very militant, right? Be disciplined. Kritika, Uranus in Kritika. Be very disciplined with your intellectual insight that you're receiving and applying it. And 2026 is going to be the year of one and the year of sun. So just get ready for that. All right, let's close out this reading with some final advice from spirits. Guys, no ways. That's Uranus. in the third house. Nice. Okay. Am I psychic or it's just freaking me out? We got Leo. You know, that's kind of how I know I'm stabilizing higher states of consciousness, because I'm starting to speak in sync with my messages a lot easier now. Like, it's not a guessing game. It's like now whatever I say is whatever spirit is telling me and what wants to come through. So I'm going to do a video on this. I'm excited about this. It might be a short or a long video talking about Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. Those are like the light worker. Those are the spiritual planets. Like, everything's spiritual, but those are the planets, because you have to think about it, they're collective energies. So if you ever want to know, like, what's the theme in the world, just look at where those planets are transiting, and that's the energies of what the angels and the guides and spiritual forces are doing. They're building that. They're working on that. And that will let you know where are we at when it comes to humanity and our evolution, right? So Uranus represents our revolution, Neptune represents our evolution, and Pluto is our transformation. So we're always transforming, evolving, and revolutionizing how we do things, little by little. We're taking little steps here and there. But right now, there's a huge evolution that's happening within us. It's a distinctive, it's noticeable. And when you become a light worker, or you elevate or stabilize higher states of consciousness, you start to know that. You're like, oh, I'm stabilizing higher states of consciousness. I'm here to work with the collective. You're here to serve humanity. So you're going to need to know. You're going to not need to know. You will know these energies intuitively. You'll just know how they work because you've already stabilized those higher states of consciousness, and you just know, what is my contribution? What is my purpose? How do I help? You'll just know. How do I shine my light? Uranus and Leo, how do I shine my light? How do I shine my light? Third house, ideas, communication. How do I talk to myself? So they're teaching you how to talk in accordance with how they talk, so that you are in alignment with your collective contribution to humanity. This is why things are going to be syncing up. Opportunities, relationships, all of this stuff is going to start syncing up way more intensely than it ever did before in your life, because you've synced up. You plugged in. Our whole journey through life is learning how to plug in. I was seeing all of these like wiggly energies coming out of this feminine light. And to me, that's the plug. That's also the umbilical cord that we have to spirit. We have an umbilical cord. And with each incarnation, our umbilical cord, or maybe more connections, develop. We would develop more connections. We're developing more neural connections in here, but we're also developing more spiritual connections to the spirit world. So if you ever ask anyone, what does a brain look like when someone's seeing spirit, or they're talking to ghosts, or they're, tuning into their psychic abilities, they'll tell you the brain is like super active. How is it doing that? It's all these neural connections. Your mind is just like working quicker, faster, more intensely, because it's synced up. And you can only sync up to that if you're spiritually inclined. You open your heart, you open your mind. Open your heart, you open your mind. If you don't really open, people open their mind. They can be psychic. But if you don't use those powers, your abilities for benevolent reasons, you can't access the God consciousness, because it takes your heart. That's what I'm saying, we're afraid of occult knowledge getting into the wrong hands. Those people who don't have pure intentions will not be able to access it, because you can't fake it with God. They're not going to be like, the angels aren't going to be like looking at them like, I don't know about this person. They might seem a little shady. Like, no, they're just going to know your heart. They're going to know where your heart is at, if your heart is really committed, because it takes lifetimes to commit to this. And if you don't want to help, usually that destruction plays out in how you treat people in day-to-day life, and that will play out karmically in lifetimes. You'll have to pay for that. So can't fake it with God. So shine your light, shine brighter, let those neural connections come through. With the Two of Swords, your intuition is working way more intensely, and there's this bright light that's shining when it comes to communication, how you're talking to yourself, and how you're feeling called to talk to everyone else. There are going to be more loving words, more uplifting messages that are coming through this month about healing. How you heal yourself. You heal this. You heal your mind by opening it up to the angels, and they send their healing energy light into you. All right, that's going to be the end of this, guys. I hope you go ahead and support, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what's going on. And I wish the best for you. See you guys next time. Bye.